Walk into any Rolex store today. Go ahead. Ask for a Submariner. They'll smile, hand you a brochure, and tell you it's not available. Not today. Not next month. Maybe not for 5 years. You'll look around. Glass cases. Empty shelves. No watches. And you'll ask yourself, how does the most famous watch brand on earth have nothing to sell? Here's what they don't tell you. Rolex makes over 1 million watches every single year. 1 million watches. And yet, you can't buy one. This is not an accident. This is a strategy. Before we go further, let me be clear about what this video is. This is not a hit piece on Rolex. The watches are real. The craftsmanship is real. The heritage is real. But the shortage is engineered. And once you understand how, you will never look at a luxury brand the same way again. Because what Rolex built is not just a watch company. It is a desire machine, a system so carefully designed that it makes you want something more the moment they tell you you cannot have it. Buy a Rolex Daytona today at retail, $14,800. Walk outside. Someone offers you $35,000 for it. That is a 130% profit before you've even left the block. That gap between what Rolex charges and what the market will pay is not an accident of economics. It is the entire point. Here is how they built it. 1 million watches made, 0 available at retail. Let that land. To understand what Rolex is doing today, you have to go back to when they almost didn't survive. 1982. The Swiss watch industry is collapsing. Not from competition, not from scandal. From a $20 piece of plastic from Japan, Seiko, Citizen, Casio. Japanese brands had cracked the code on mass market timekeeping. Accurate, cheap, everywhere. Why spend $2,000 on a mechanical Swiss watch when a Casio keeps better time for less than the price of dinner? Hundreds of Swiss watch companies collapse. Entire towns go dark. Rolex survives, but barely. And the decision they make in those dark years changes the luxury industry forever. Instead of competing on price, they raise their prices. Instead of expanding distribution, they cut it. Instead of making Rolex easier to get, they make it harder. At the time, analysts thought it was suicide. It was genius. Because Rolex had understood something most companies never figure out. Desire is not created by availability. Desire is created by scarcity. Here is how the system actually works, and it starts with a store you trust. Rolex does not sell directly to you. There is no Rolex.com checkout, no add to cart, no overnight shipping. Every new Rolex on earth is sold through what they call authorized dealers, ADs, carefully selected stores that Rolex approves, monitors, and critically controls supply to. Each AD receives a fixed allocation of watches per year. They cannot request more. They cannot reorder. They get what Rolex sends them. And for the most wanted models, the Submariner, the GMT, the Daytona, that allocation is always less than demand. Always. Walk into an AD and ask for a steel Daytona today. The salesperson will not put you on a list. There is no list. What actually happens is far more calculated. They look at your purchase history, what you've bought before, how much you've spent. They call this relationship building. The industry calls it gatekeeping. Because here's what the AD system actually creates. To earn the right to buy the watch you want, you first have to buy watches you don't want. A Datadust you weren't planning on, a lady Rolex, some accessories, a strap, a clock. You build a purchase history. You become a loyal customer. You spend money you didn't plan to spend. And maybe one day they call you. Rolex has publicly denied keeping waiting lists. Their official statement reads, We do not distribute watches directly to customers and do not keep waiting lists. Technically, that is true. Rolex doesn't keep the lists, the dealers do. And Rolex designs the entire system that makes those lists inevitable. Here is where it stops being theory and starts being math. Rolex produces approximately 1 million watches per year. For context, that is more than enough to meet realistic global demand for a luxury watch at this price point. And yet, the steel Daytona retail price, $14,800, currently trades on the secondary market for $30,000 to $35,000, 130% premium, the moment it leaves the store. The GMT Master 2 Pepsi retail, $10,700 trades at $17,000 to $20,000. The Submariner commands a 30 to 38% premium on any given day. Now ask yourself a simple question. If Rolex wanted to close that gap, could they? The answer is yes. Industry analysts have confirmed Rolex could increase production by 20 to 30% without compromising quality. Their manufacturing is largely automated. Their supply chain is vertically integrated. They make their own steel, their own gold, their own movements. They could make more. They choose not to. And Rolex knows exactly what they're doing. In a rare public comment, one of the only times they've ever addressed this, they said, "Our current production cannot meet the existing demand, at least not without reducing the quality of our watches." Quality. That is the word they use. But here is the uncomfortable reality underneath that word. A Rolex Daytona waiting list at some dealers stretches beyond 8 years. 8 years. Not because the watch is impossible to make, because Rolex has calculated that the wait makes you want it more. The empty display case is not a failure of inventory management, it is the product. Now here is the part that should make you uncomfortable, because the most brilliant piece of this strategy is that it works on you, even when you know it's happening. There is a psychological principle at work here that researchers call reactance. When something is taken away from you or made unavailable, you want it more. Not a little more, significantly more. The former CEO of Hermès, one of the few brands that rivals Rolex's mastery of scarcity, said it best. The luxury industry is built on a paradox. The more desirable the brand becomes, the more it sells. But the more it sells, the less desirable it becomes. Rolex understood this paradox before almost anyone. They don't measure success by units sold. They measure it by how many people they can afford to say no to. And they've engineered an entire experience around that denial. The salesperson doesn't say we're limiting production to maintain pricing power. They say these watches take time. They're hand-assembled. Every component is checked. The movement goes through 100 quality tests. All of that is also true. But the result, the scarcity, is not an accident of craftsmanship. It is a business decision. And the genius is that the story of quality makes the strategy invisible. You don't feel manipulated. You feel lucky. Here is what most people miss about the Rolex scarcity machine. It doesn't just benefit Rolex. It has created an entire financial ecosystem built on the gap between what Rolex charges and what the market will pay. The gray market. Dealers who sell Rolexes at premiums. A $35,000 Daytona on a shelf today. No waitlist. No relationship required. Just money. The resale platforms. Chrono 24. Watch charts. Billions of dollars in transaction volume every year, built entirely on the spread between retail and reality. The flippers, people who cultivate AD relationships, not because they love watches, but because they've learned that buying a Submariner at retail and selling it immediately is a more reliable return than most stock portfolios. and the authorized dealers themselves, who use the scarcity of desirable models as leverage to sell you everything else in their store first. The entire system feeds on scarcity, and Rolex sits at the center of it all, collecting retail prices on every watch they sell, while the secondary market does the work of advertising just how much people want what they can't have. They have weaponized desire and built a $10 billion empire on the back of empty display cases. So here is where we land. Is Rolex a fraud? No. The watches are real. The craftsmanship is real. The heritage is real. But the shortage is engineered. And the most uncomfortable truth of all is that it works because we let it work. Every time someone pays $35,000 for a watch that retails for $15,000, they validate the strategy. Every time someone buys a watch they didn't want, to earn the right to buy the one they do, they feed the machine. Every time someone waits 5 years and feels lucky when the call finally comes, Rolex wins. The scarcity is fake. The desire it creates is completely real. And that right there is the most powerful business model of the 21st century. Not selling people what they want, making people want what you won't sell them. If this changed how you see the luxury industry, hit subscribe. Because next time, we go inside the brand that copied Rolex's playbook and took it even further. You won't want to miss it.